Welcome back to the Daily Show, everybody. Welcome back to the No Man Hedge. We're just going to quickly take a look at the technicals here for BTC, and we're also going to take a look at the S&P 500. And we can see here for Bitcoin that we've had a lot of distribution here just beneath this prior all-time highs, and that could suggest that this wave 5 here has concluded that we talked about in a previous video. So we could perhaps start to see a correction here, and I would not be surprised if we would begin to break towards this prior low here. So basically this could either be a double correction or a flat, basically, so an ABC. And for further confirmation, we would want to take a look at the CME futures, and we can see here that the futures has printed an open gap here, and we can take a look at this thing on a 4-hour chart, and this is the correction here from wave 5. And if we would zoom in a little bit more, we can see the gap here at around 117,000 all the way up to 119,000. So I believe this gap will close, and we're going to see basically what happens after this gap closes. Either we're going to see new lows here, or we could see buyers showing up at this level once this gap has been filled, and that could take us to new all-time highs. So this is going to be a pivot area to look at, and we're seeing the same kind of technical wave here for the S&P 500. We can take a look at this thing on a 2-hour chart, and basically we do have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if this would just be an upside correction, we could expect the S&P 500 to move lower, finishing off what could be an ABC correction or a double correction as well. Now, if we take a look at the Qs, we can see that the Qs managed to break towards new all-time highs. But again, if we take a look at the fractal wave here, we can see that there is actually 5 ways up either way. So we're going to see a correction most likely tomorrow, and we'll just have to see how far this correction goes. We can see that the Qs also has an open gap pretty low just to start off this rally here back Friday. So we could test these levels. If we're starting to break below this one here, expect a larger correction for both the S&P 500 and Bitcoin as well. So this was just a quick video. We were taking a look at the technicals here for the major indices, and we're starting to see stocks like I want to take a look at Microsoft, and we can see this is typically what you see at the end of a rally. We're also seeing Meta here, classic 5 ways move here. We had an extension of wave 1, 2, and then you have 3, 4, 5, and that was your wave 5 right here. Now, one could take a look at this and say, okay, maybe we do a last push here. So we'll just have to see if Meta is going to move a little bit more higher, or if this is part of an ABC correction, or maybe a larger drawdown here. So we'll just have to, step by step, taking a look at the indices and Bitcoin for that matter. And we can also take a look at Ethereum. This will be the last one we'll be taking a look at. And we talked about this correction previously towards wave 4. And we can apply the moving averages down here where we found support at the 34 EMA. And basically we're looking for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And we believe there's a high chance here that wave 5 has concluded. And so we're also seeing with respect to Ethereum, we're also seeing a few gaps here. We're seeing fair value gaps right here as well as right here. So these are indication that we could start to see some distributions in the markets. And we have been looking at the Qs, the S&P 500, Bitcoin, and the largest altcoin here for the crypto market to give us clues. We expect some distribution here anytime this week, but tomorrow we'll see if that gap in the Qs will close lower down here before we start a new impulse towards the upside. So it's going to be very interesting to see. I'll keep you guys updated. If you haven't already, you can follow me on X. I'm very active there on X. You can subscribe to this channel, and I'll post as much as I can. Take care for now.